Hi lads and lasses, Modest Pelican here with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. If you enjoy this video, please start a gang called the Peli Avian Mob and perform drive-bys on and curb stomp all other species of birds that aren't pelicans, as this would really help spread the good word of my channel. So Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. For my older viewers, you'll probably remember this game like it was yesterday, and for my younger viewers, you'll at least recognize some of the memes this game has created. But for its time, back in 2004, this game was mind-blowing. So wait, I was 11 years old when this game released, and it's all about violent gangsters, crack, and hookers, so I mean, questionable parenting, or maybe genius parenting, as the world would have a lot less fragile malakas if they smashed some San Andreas growing up instead of crying about their gender studies job prospects and avocado flavored yogurt. But anyway, let's go.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
So we play as Carl Johnson or CJ returning home to Los Santos for our mother's funeral. On our way back home, we are immediately framed by some cops for a murder which they go on to use to blackmail us for the rest of the game. So check out my boy, blue jeans and a wife beater. Actually, do they still call white singlets wife beaters? Seems like they wouldn't do that anymore, it's kind of messed up when you think about it for too long. Let's just rename this singlet to a child basher to be safe. Anyway, I've been stranded and I've got to make my way back to Grove Street, which is both the street I live on and the name of my family's gang. These purple guys are the ballers, and they are our main rivals and have both micro SMGs and have micro penises. I head towards my old home, and the Grove really is iconic. This is where boys become men and where men become gangster. I'm too white to say gangster, it just sounds like I'm trying to use trendy adjectives, but honestly, wait until you see how truly, literally gangster this game is. They actually featured Grove Street in GTA 5, though it's changed a lot over the years. There's even loads of fan theories that Franklin and CJ are related, but I'm not a fan theory channel, so I won't go down that road. Well, maybe I will in like 2 or 3 years when I'm washed up and out of original ideas, so never say never. I go into my old family home and Big Smoke comes out with a bat thinking I'm an intruder. Only a fat African-American man could make that hat and glasses combo look okay. Needless to say, he's happy to see me.
Oh my dog, what's up?
I then go to my mum's funeral and meet with my sister Kendall and my brother in the Green Hat Suite. The Suite is not a happy chappy because the Grove Street gang has been falling apart and I've just been off travelling and self-indulging for the last 5 years, not helping at all. And the douchebag doesn't even ask me how my trip was. It's called Active Listening Suite and you should apply it because you're frankly dominating this conversation like all I did was abandon my friends and family. Grow up, chief. As we are leaving, the ballers drive by and try to kill us at the damn funeral. Wow, I should probably start censoring these violent parts out of my videos because I recently learned that video games are the sole reason violence is such an issue in society. In fact, video games are probably responsible for cancer, trade wars, dehydration, corruption, corporate greed, and let's be honest, every bad thing that happens in the world. Do you know why the Gulf War started? A couple of high-ranking military officials spent the afternoon playing Pac-Man, and the next thing you know, nukes are being built. Anyway, the boys are still pretty upset with me, but we escape and I pass the mission. I love that iconic sound of passing a mission too. In fact, the game's entire soundtrack is actually amazing. Like every time you hop into a car, you hear Ice Cube or Eazy-E, I love it. As I spent the best part of 2 years playing this game, I know a trick or two, and I remember that an Uzi spawns in the drains out the back of Grove Street. I forget people's names within a few seconds of them introducing themselves, yet I can somehow remember this Uzi spawn. I wonder if Lil Uzi introduced himself if I'd remember his name. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I proceed to gun a few people down with said Uzi because it's Grand Theft Auto and that's just what you do. I then steal one of the police bikes and head back home. The plan is to earn back the respect of my homies. Man, me saying homies just doesn't sound right, so let's just say I've got to earn back the respect of my dear friends whose company I value so very much. So first it's time to go and visit my boy Ryder, and unfortunately he's a bit of a cranky pants as well because of me leaving for 5 years or whatever. The good thing about stoners though is they're generally too high to be angry for extended periods, and so we make up in like 2 seconds. We then head off to get some fast food, and Ryder tells me I need to get a haircut and I'm not allowed to progress in the game until I change at least one thing, and so I proceed to get what I can only assume is a fake mustache attached.
Man, what's this? Shit look ridiculous.
We head over to the pizza shop to get some food, and bloody Ryder pulls out a pistol and tries to rob the joint. The fast food attendant is really pushing for that 10% off employee of the month coupon though, as he pulls out a shotgun and tries to blast us back to Vice City. Ryder tells me to escape, but I know another little trick where you go and run over the fast food attendant so that you can take his free shotgun. See kids, guns don't kill people kill people, so they can steal the dead people's guns and then kill people more effectively with the stolen guns. I drop Ryder home and pass the mission as we slowly earn the respect back of Grove Street. But before I continue my gangster escapade, I need to do the one thing we all buy Grand Theft Auto games to do. Bang hookers. Wow, I sure have banged a lot of hookers recently. I've also banged a lot of hookers in Grand Theft Auto too. So I borrow my brother's Sweet's car for a minute and find a lovely lady. She asks if I want a good time, honey, and I think I know exactly what she means. She then takes off her clothes and climbs on top of me, and Jeezy Pete's, this is actually not what I thought she meant by having a good time. I thought we were going to get a latte and maybe talk about what music each other liked, but I guess catching syphilis is just as good. But enough goofing around, I need to assure the lads that I'm back in town for good and loyal to the Grove. My bro Sweet is like, alright then, you can help with something to prove it. We hop into his car and I'm like, yo, it's really good to be back, man, you should get yourself checked for syphilis. And he's like, what? And I'm like, nah, no reason, but definitely wipe down the seat with a sanitary wipe and then we roll out. He then asks me to spray paint over some baller tags. I love how San Andreas starts things off so small, just in the hood with the gang. Later in the game you can own casinos in Las Vegas and the Grove can completely take over Los Santos, but for now we're just playing Eshe Chav Simulator 2019. After the mission, Sweet gives me my first bit of love via a gangster handshake, and it makes me miss my brother in real life. Because I never had a brother, just two disappointments of sisters who would never start a gang with me and graffiti and deal dope and shoot people and other cool fun gangster stuff. Stupid, boring sisters. I keep helping out Sweet, Big Smoke and Ryder, earning their trust back one mission at a time. One of the big problems that's plaguing the gang is that they're all smoking too much crack, which apparently is a thing, so yeah, be careful and know your limits. So we roll around with bats bashing all the dealers and ballers who are pushing the product. There really hasn't been a Grand Theft Auto I haven't enjoyed, but the setting of San Andreas is something special. It's the 1990s and just getting to be an actual gangster is so fun and funny. As you become more respected, you can recruit random homies and drive around with them and they'll shoot rivals for you. It's both hilarious and legendary. So as you can imagine, I'm excited to see what G activity we're going to do next. The lads then proceed to ask me if I can take them through the drive-thru. Now this is the epic gameplay experience we all crave, but in seriousness, what followed is now one of the most iconic moments in gaming.
Give me a number 9 just like his. Let me get a number 6 with extra dip. I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.
I've basically hooked myself up into an IV drip of nostalgia goodness right now. Like I forgot you could hit the gym and so there I am getting CJ all jacked, and if you work out regularly enough you can actually see him start to build muscle. Not sure how good that form is though, it looks like he's about to slip a disc in his back, but his heart's in the right place. This boxer guy will even train you and teach you new fighting moves, but when I ask him to, he says I'm an embarrassment and that I need to get stronger first. Well, how does it feel to not have a head, Rocky Balboa? As well as physical attributes like muscle, fat and stamina, you had 2 more called respect and sex appeal. To help gain the respect of my fellow Grove Street members, I threw some green Grove colours on, as well as a leopard print cowboy hat. Kidding, I'm not a porn star yet, but I did actually buy some Love Heart boxer shorts and some sandals with socks, which I thought girls loved, but apparently not. I kept helping the homies and gaining more respect. I helped wannabe rapper OG Loke chase down a rival gang member on a motorbike. His rap career hasn't quite taken off yet as he works at Burger Shot, but I wouldn't laugh too much, CJ. You're wearing no pants and your cap says don't stop trucking. I helped clean up the beach from Thoughts. This wasn't actually a Rockstar designed mission, more just me stealing a street cleaner and repurposing it for thought cleanup, but anyway, people underrate the benefits of recycling. I did a few vigilante missions, which is basically where you just be a cop for a while. I don't know if I make for the best police officer though, as there was quite a bit of collateral damage, but hey, sometimes a few innocent people have to burn alive in a terrifying car explosion pile-up for your boy CJ to get paid. Can I get a heck yeah? The more I played, the more respect I earned, and the more CJ CJ started to look like a real gangster. I worked out more, I got ink, and I started dressing like a basketball player who rated themselves highly but wasn't actually ever that good. And then I went to visit Big Smoke to complete debatably the most famous mission in the entire game. I arrive and the cops are just having a friendly conversation with Big Smoke in his garage. Nothing suspicious or foreshadowing going on here, they were probably just exchanging Tupperware containers. So Smoke and I drive and he tells me some Los Santos Vagos members are doing some deal that he wants to interrupt. When they see us, they panic and do the only logical thing and jump from the overpass onto the top of a moving train. We then ditch the car and get onto a conveniently placed dirt bike that just suddenly appeared for no reason. It's like Rockstar really wanted this chase scene to happen but couldn't really figure out how to make it happen organically, so they just sort of said, yo, here's a dirt bike and a train with enemies on it to go crazy, and look, I'm not mad about it. There's this cool part where you can jump on top of the train, and I actually managed to do this, but I don't want to complete the mission first time and miss out on that timeless audio line, so I hang back and let the train escape.
All we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ.
This is easily my #1 favourite game of all time. Obviously the graphics aren't up to today's standards, but playing this when it came out was genuinely mind-blowing. I've barely scratched the surface of how big this game is in terms of literally the map being huge, but also the amount of content and how good the story was. Damn, I would be so happy if Grand Theft Auto 6 drew a bit of inspiration from this masterpiece. That's it from me, you legends, and a massive thank you to my hydrated, generous patrons for supporting the channel and making this content possible. Until next time, and as always, stay classy.